Merry Christmas song. Merry Christmas to you, Stevie boy.
Merry Christmas for the 1000th time.
That's right. We've had multiple takes. Thank you, Spectrum. We think it's your issue. We're not 100% sure, but we know you've been intermittent, just like the Bengals coaching staff. Intermittent. It's the season of giving.
So right now we are in what you would call trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So Scott is using my other computer, which has a really bad camera.
Yeah,
so,
it looks a little different. A little different. That'll make any camera look good. The Bengals are in the giving spirit. It's Christmas season. They're giving away their draft slot. They're giving away hopes. Sunday, they're going to be giving away tickets for sure. Who's going to that game? I don't know. They've given away everything. Hope, and no doubt they're going to give another chance. No winning franchise would, but they will because they are a giving kind of team. They'll give Duke and Zach another chance. Makes me angry, but they're going to do it. But we're going to bounce back. We're rebounding. It's Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, Christmas Eve. We're excited to be here. We'll talk about it all next on the Bang the Drum Podcast. Stevie boy, Christmas Eve at almost 11 o'clock. You're about 5-6 beers deep. Where you at right now?
I'm 3 beers deep. It's great. Starting off absolutely amazing. So the word of my from this morning until I go back to work on Monday is dominant. I'm going to be dominant at everything I do. We've already went through this a million times because we continue to
It changes a little bit every time.
It does, but it's fine. I mean, we're ad-libbing. That's what we do. We're Bang the Drum Podcast. Catch us everywhere, Spotify, YouTube. Help me out.
Apple, Amazon, BTD Podcast.
iHeartRadio.
BTD Podcast Bengals on YouTube.
Yes. Video. So check us out. It's going to be a good Christmas. I can't wait to see the fam. How's your Christmas Eve morning going other than all the technical difficulties we're having?
Well, honestly, we've been together pretty much all morning. So, got the dog, got to run him. I've been up since 6 o'clock. Got me up at 5.
You got one job.
I know. 6:30. He can't help it. He's a routine dog, which is good. But there's that routine doesn't stop on a weekend or a holiday, right? So he's going to get you up. He's been up. Everybody's up. I'm excited. I like Christmas. Love Christmas. It goes really fast when you get close to it. But Christmas Eve, season of giving, a lot to be thankful for on both of our ends for sure. We're excited. What do you got? What's going on, man? Dominate. What are you going to dominate? I mean, really, what are you going to dominate?
Oh, we're doing a bunch of games tonight for family. I'm going to win them all. I'm going to beat my kids just to win.
We push them down to win?
I'll push them, hit them, slap them,
cheat?
Whip them. Oh, I'll cheat like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's all about whatever you can do to get the W, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just get the W, chalk it up, put it on the board, and go on with your day.
Do you, if they're all mad at you on Christmas Day, angry at you, but you got your board in your room where you keep your wins, and you've got all the wins up, are you still happy if the entire family...
I'm rubbing it in all day.
You don't care if they're mad at you?
No, I'm going to be doing this all day long. Losers. I'm like, y'all are losers because I'm dominant.
Will you do it to your wife, or do you have the nerve to do that? Is it only kids?
No, I won't do it to her.
So if the kids are all mad at you, you're happy?
Sure.
Even her boyfriend, you don't care, do you?
He don't talk. He could be mad that you wouldn't even know.
Well, that's good. That's kind of good, yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Would you rub it in your mom and dad's face if you beat them in a game?
Oh, yeah.
Would you push your dad over to win?
Dad would just roll his eyes. But...
Would you push him over to win? Push him out of the way to win? Your dad.
My dad?
Yeah.
No.
We can go that far. There are limits then.
There are limits.
That's what I was trying to push at. Everybody's got to have their limits. So, it's an exciting time for kids. Exciting time for me. I've enjoyed it. I've been off since Thursday or something like that. So, watched the movie, Housemaid, something like that. It's a pretty rough movie. I got to tell a story of my mom. I leave my parents out of this, but Sadie said, "Oh yeah, Mama reads that book." I said, "Whoa. Can you repeat that, please?" My mom is reading the Housemaid series, and she said, "Yeah, she likes them." So I got down there in front of 30-some people, asked for the mic, asked for the room, please. I love doing that. May I have the room? Everybody listen up. Dad, you might want to watch.
That's hard to believe.
Dad, you might want to watch your back here.
Mine?
Housemaid's about killing the husband, right?
Yeah.
Not the ruin. Spoiler alert, sorry. So Sydney Sweeney and all these people went in. It was a decent watch. It's pretty intense. Had a good time watching it. So I don't know. I am a little confused about my mom reading that. It's a little concerning, but moving on.
Quit looking at me.
I know. I'm trying to not look at you, which is always typical. I do like that, seeing if the smoke is blowing towards you, which I like, which is great.
I do not.
So you say you play shuffleboard. Uncle Terry, he says that is for old stinky people. Would you like to retort?
Well, so there's dirt, and then there's dirt that's like dinosaur dirt. You know what I mean? Like millions of years old. I mean, you have to dig for days and days. That's the dirt that Terry Rigdon is associated with. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm pushing 50, so I get it. Yeah, shuffleboard's a great game. I'm sure he'd probably be good at it. He's good at that kind of stuff. But I would be dominant.
You dominate Terry?
I would dominate Terry in shuffleboard. I figured my new shuffleboard out pretty quickly. I am by far the best player in our family. I think it's really pissing Kylan's boyfriend off, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to dominate all the time and be this extraordinary person.
Yeah, good to see you're really humble this Christmas season.
Yeah,
doesn't like you, right?
I'm trying a new lead because usually I'm pretty negative. I mean, I'm a half empty guy.
That's
so from
your beers are never half empty. Well, they're always half. They're usually
they're always half empty. Yeah,
empty.
which I'm about
I
three
got
quarters.
you one. Jeez,
I'm about 3/4. No, it's a good time of year. We have a lot of fun. You really need to all them out there. You really need enjoy your family.
That's right.
Enjoy everybody around you. Of course, most of you that follow know I've lost my brother, and this is going to be a really different Christmas. There's a little bit of time that's passed now, but things are starting to come back pretty quickly. If you understand what like memories and things like that.
Absolutely.
Initially, it's kind of like you're stunned, right? Because we didn't know it was happening, of course. And but we're just going to try and support each other, hang out, have fun, and roll with it.
Yep. And Jay Morrison, I know you wanted to say
Yes.
something. You'll probably forget it because you're absolutely
I listen to the Growler. I read what I can of his stuff for SI. He's under James Rapine for SI.
Yeah.
Man, for losing a loved one, his wife.
Yeah, it's horrible.
At this time of year, it's bad, but any time it's just horrible. Great guy. He's very good at what he does. He's a hell of a reporter. He's I think he's had multiple jobs this last couple of years too, so he's had to really endure that also. But you gotta, unfortunately, you turn the page, you move on, and let's just keep him in your prayers. I hate it for him.
Yep, me too. I wanted to certainly mention him on the podcast. I know he's tweeted a few things out there, so pretty rough. Moving on, before we get going here, I'm smoking a Perdomo 20th. You want to open your Christmas beer there, fool? Try one of those. I know it's going to be a shock for you. This beer actually, wait for it. This beer has taste. I know you like water. It's got a little alcohol in it.
So, here's
a shot. Oh, damn, there it goes. Lick it. Lick it up. Lick it up, as Kiss would say. I think I get that right.
So
all right,
actually,
you ready to taste this? You sort of already did, but
sort of already did. I'm getting it all over me.
It's good.
I will give it a 3.5 out of 5 Who Days.
Really? I was shocked by that. That's good for you.
It's got a little bit of a.
You gonna tell what it is? Or you just gonna ramble?
Yeah, it's a Christmas sale by that Breckenridge Brewery.
Yeah, you got it even.
Yeah.
Boy can read.
Not bad. It's an ale. Not big on ales, but this is a little different, I think. Yeah, not bad. 3.5 out of 5 Who Days.
Yep, I'm about the same. I don't like it as well as Great Lakes. Got a different taste to it, but it's good. Had some Christmas ales watching that movie, which was nice.
Of course, it's piss warm because it took 1,000 takes to get here.
Yeah, that's true. I should put it back in the
Yeah.
refrigerator. But how How much beer have you spilled too? I mean, you spilled all that. You knocked something
Well, I
over there.
spilled one on the table, and then I just got some on me. So I don't know, probably a neck full of beer. Probably more than that.
And it has
probably
nothing to
half a
do
beer.
with him drinking. He would have done this whether he's drinking or not. That's just
No, it don't matter.
He's dominant. Doesn't go everywhere. Let's just say that he's a little.
It is starting to this morning. After this drink,
You're going to dominate.
I will dominate everything that I do today,
Everything.
and tomorrow, and so forth.
But it's over when you go back to work.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
You're done. You get short window of dominance. Hey, better than no dominance.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm wearing Look at the Burrow sweatshirt here. Do
Very
good.
nice. Very nice.
Got that from donating to the Joe Burrow Foundation. It's really cool. Cincy Shirts, I think, does that. So got one for my daughter as well. Really comfy. I'm a big fan of this one. So worked out well. So I'll tell you something that gets on my nerves. I tweeted out our Facebook post, I think, from 2 years ago, 7 in a row for the Bengals. What did I say? 10 out of 12 or 11 out of 13, whatever it was.
That was fun.
Yeah, 2022. That's what it should be to me. And as you think about that loss, we took a long time to get over the Super Bowl. But that was kind of unexpected. But that AFC Championship loss kind of bothered me more than the Super Bowl. So I thought that was their year. And I predicted when they drafted Burrow, year 3 and 4, they win a Super Bowl is what I predicted. Before they drafted him, pretty good, right? Close. I was close. I didn't think they would in 21. I didn't think you'd turn them around that quickly. Tough loss there. And that one hurt, right? It stings. But I'll take those stinging losses all the time over people getting happy. I'm about to deal with it because I can't hardly watch it. Or follow. You see the fans, the media, and then Zach Taylor's stupid-ass press conference after, in the locker room. You think they just won the Super Bowl. They just beat a hopeless team with a 6th-round quarterback that's mailing it in on purpose to get a better draft pick. In the intro, we talked about losing draft picks. Oh, what a dominant performance. Zach's like, you guys, I said at halftime we win the turnover battle. Just shut the hell up. He swore so thin on me. The challenge part of that, the tough part of that is, Stevie Boy, I don't want to be so against him that you start rooting against the team if he's back next year, which he probably will be, right? So I might ease up on that. I think he will be too. I don't think he should be. I think any competent organization, he'd be gone. But I think he's going to be back. Miami game, I had a hard time watching. I mean, it was fun watching the offense, but this defense turned around. Spiro Didi's kept talking about how Battle was playing so much better. He didn't play so much better when they played Baltimore, and he's missing every tackle known to man, right? When they played a game that mattered, the defense looked horrible against the run, tackling. Sure, they look good against a team that's mailing it in with a 6th-round quarterback. So you can't read too much into it. I've had this argument with people before. Oh, you want to develop, it leads into the next season. No, it doesn't. Every season's different. If a guy's coming, you got a rookie quarterback. Look at the Saints. Saints are playing a rookie quarterback with a young head coach. They should be playing to win. Same with the Giants a little bit, even though they got an interim coach. Your Titans are a good example of that, even though they've got an interim coach. You're trying to develop that quarterback, and you do want to win, right? When you're a Bengals team or a Chiefs team, watch what Kansas City will do and they're already doing. Those veteran teams, when they're out of it, they're going to play a lot of guys they wouldn't normally play, and they're not going to call it tanking. But that's what they're going to do. The Bengals are going all out like they did the last 2 years. And it cost some draft picks, cost some great players, not they wouldn't butcher it anyway. So I just didn't have fun watching that game, and I'll feel the same way against Arizona and Cleveland. I'd play him like it's a preseason game. I wouldn't have played T. I think that was absolutely stupid. And he played well. That's not the point. If there's a decision to be made, they typically make the wrong one in terms of looking forward strategically. If there's strategy involved, they're going to screw it up. And they've always done that. So it is in part on ownership. It's part on Duke. Strategy, they don't even know what that means, long-term strategy. They can't think about it. They don't know what they're doing. So I think they're going to mess it all up, go balls to the wall to beat a horrible Arizona team and a horrible Cleveland team. Your thoughts on the Miami game? Was it exciting for you? It was not for me.
So I thought about this a lot this week, and it kind of goes back to last week also. It's okay for us to not agree. That's part of us have different opinions on what's going on. As if I look at it as I'm the employee, there's no way that you can give up. And I understand why Zach, and he even said in his presser, he can't give up. The organization doesn't want to give up. That doesn't make Kansas City, these teams that are mailing it in, that doesn't make it right. They're probably still going to be 12 to 14. Like you said, they're probably going to screw it up anyway. Usually the ones that get right are the ones that land in their lap, like Jamar, T, and of course, Joe. I did enjoy the game the other day. It was nice seeing them dominate. Defensively, Miami played their guys, and the offense, they hummed. It kind of gives you a glimpse of what they can do. Chase Brown can be so much more than what they put him to do on a game-to-game basis, right? But it was fun to watch for me. I said I may not watch it. I ended up getting home in time. We went to the store, come back, had plenty of time. I turned the TV on, kind of listened to it a little bit the first quarter. I caught it from about the end of the first quarter all the way through, and it was kind of fun. Now, I understand everybody's opinion about Zach, and I'm, for the most part, I'm like 80-20, right? Like, I want to change. I want to reset. But, I've liked this team since I was 9 years old. Let me rephrase that. I've loved this team since I was 9 years old. And it's just, they don't work that way. Even me, like the players and stuff, like, okay, for instance, like you said, mailing it in and playing players they shouldn't. Well, let's face it, defensively,
they can't do that really.
Those players are the other players the teams are playing.
Yeah.
They're the worst defense in the league. And really, other than the turnover battle, they're still not good. You understand? Like, since week 11 or the bye week, whatever, they're like number 1 or number 2, which is great. Now, if they can carry that over next year, which, just like you said, it's two totally different teams. I understand that. But the players they're playing on defense, or the players that the other teams are playing on defense when they're mailing it in, that's how bad they are. Gino's a freaking veteran, and he's tremendously horrible. Like, he's just so bad, it's unreal. The linebackers are still so bad. Miles Murphy has really taken
played pretty well.
A pretty decent step. Now,
I thought Shamar played well too.
I think he had 16 snaps. He didn't have that many snaps, but I thought he played pretty good also. But yeah, I like the game, and I understand where everybody's coming from. And what's Zach supposed to do? He's got to, and I get not playing Joe. I get not doing all that.
It's not, you don't come in, like, let me jump in. Like, you don't come in and say, let's run the worst play we can play. Because Andy Reid's not doing that either. But if you play.
It's about personnel.
Yeah, it's personnel. You don't play T coming off all those concussions. I don't care what a doctor says. Stupid. What if he got hurt right there? It's so dumb. So dumb.
I get it. T's probably a little bit of a different story. I don't understand that either. Probably could have did. They could have still won, even though he played a tremendous game, especially first half.
Oh, he's tough.
They probably would have still won the game for sure. But what's Joe supposed to do? Is he supposed to? He worked his ass off to get back. What? Yep. Is he supposed to say work his ass off, play 2 or 3 games, and be like, okay, I'm not going to play? Of course he's not.
He's not. But that's where the decision makers come in. But you say, we'll play you half. We want to see what Jake and Joe can do, or Jake. We want to see where we're at next year. You make up shit. That's what all the other teams do.
I totally understand that, but they're not worried about draft position.
No, they're stupid. They're stupid.
And that's just. And I agree, they're stupid. But I'm looking at it in their perspective, not what we would do, but why they are doing what they're doing. And like I don't disagree with playing Joe. I really don't, because he worked his butt off to get back. He deserves it if he wants to play. Because he even said in his presser, he's like, everybody. And he said everybody, which I'm sure that means the organization. They probably told him, we would rather you not play, but it's up to you. I promise you, because he would not have said it like that unless everyone else, probably everybody, probably his parents and everybody. It's probably like, maybe you should set it out. You're out of it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure he said, no, I worked my butt off to get back, and I'm going to play. I want to play. And he played at an extremely high level. He's going to end up being one of the top 5 best quarterbacks, probably never won a championship. Honestly, I don't see where this organization has the ass to go out and do what they need to do to win a championship. I don't see it. But man, when you got a quarterback like that, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's you think about it. I just keep using the Jordan, and he's not Jordan. Brady's the Jordan, if anybody's a Jordan, right? But like, Brady never had a losing season. Think about that.
Yeah.
Playoffs every year. Playoffs without him. But they win every year. What's Tomlin now? What is that? 19 straight years with a winning season. Zach's been, 7 years, and he's had 3 losing seasons? I mean, you see what I'm saying. You're right. You can call it whatever you want. They don't have the spine or the fortitude or the desire. We talked about this years ago, and I've said it every year. They don't have that to win a championship. They don't have it. Joe does.
They have the desire. They just don't know how to do it.
I don't think they have the desire. I don't think they're.
I think they do. They want to win a championship. I think they think they're smarter than what they are. You know what I mean? Like some of these decisions they make. Like right now, I promise you, they think these linebackers are getting better, and I almost guarantee they hardly do anything at linebacker this offseason.
You're probably right.
I guarantee it because they say, "Oh, we see improvement, and we invested this many draft picks, whatever." I guarantee you that they might bring another veteran in to kind of mold them or do this or that or to come in and get 10, 12, 15 snaps a game, something like that.
Like they did with the guy from Philly, right?
Yeah, I guarantee you that's what they do because they invested so much already, and that's it's not the desire, it's what they do or how smart they are to chase that desire. They're not there. They don't know how to do it.
I don't think they have the desire, honestly. This is a good discussion. This was unplanned.
Yeah.
But I think you look back, like Bob Knight would always say, everybody has the will to win when the game's being played. But do they have the will to win when it's not being played, behind closed doors, working their ass off? As a franchise, Joe does certainly. And he's not the only one on this team. I'm not saying that. But he definitely does. Evident that he's back from that type of injury. Probably in his heart, he probably knew that.
He's still playing at a high level.
Oh, yeah.
He's there for the Baltimore.
I'd take him over anybody.
Me too.
People can debate that. That's fine. Healthy Joe Burrow, I'd take him over anybody. But that, I watched a clip and I posted it where Jordan's talking about, I mean, again, you're talking rare air, right? Brady was that rare air. They're not fun to play with. I'm not knocking Joe. I'm saying that setting in practice day in, day out. They had some fun, I'm sure, with Belichick and Brady, but by and large, it was not fun. They're undefeated, and Belichick's riding him like a mule. He wouldn't let it be fun because he knew if he did, they were going to slack off. There, it's a country club.
I totally get that.
From day one.
But you got to remember, this is a family-style organization. One of the few left in the whole
So's
league.
the Hunts, though.
Yeah. Well, I get that.
So's the Rooneys in Pittsburgh.
But everybody's got different personalities. I think they're taking on the personality of Mike.
That's not good.
And that's not good. But I think behind the scenes, everybody loves Mike. I think Mike's a great guy.
I do too.
And I think he's a good business person, but he's not a good football person.
I'm not even sure he's a good business.
I think he is because this team makes money. That's why
anybody makes money in the NFL.
But you got to remember, there's a time that it wasn't like this.
Yeah,
and he was making money back then
cheap,
too.
Cheap. Then
he was.
So Paul Brown, you can't argue this. Paul Brown knew football. One of the best minds. Belichick thinks he's the best coach ever, right?
I think he is too.
He's up there. So he knew football. Mike Brown doesn't know football. He's riding his daddy's coattails, right? We talked about, the Linder sad situation here. I'm not mocking it. But those kids and all them are riding the old man's tails, right? Coattails. Same with him. So if you think about it, like, who in that building knows football? Katie Blackburn? Hell no. We know more, I guarantee.
All she does is a contract.
Troy doesn't know anything. Mike Brown doesn't know anything. He's old. He didn't know anything in his prime, let alone now. So no one in the building knows football, right? Dude, Tobin, that's the head guy in terms of football knowledge.
He's the main problem with this whole situation.
And it's them empowering him. So you can split hairs and people go after ownership, and I get it. And it is their fault. They're the ones putting him in charge. But at the end of the day, if you change who's in charge there and you change who's in charge on the field, all of a sudden ownership looks like they know what they're doing. And they haven't done anything other than the same old thing they're doing, right? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I understand.
We'll skip the draft order and go here. Like, you think about it. Look at the Bears. We begged. Me more. You did too a little bit. I begged for Ben Johnson in Cincinnati. And I think he would have taken the job. Look at the Bears. Look at the run game. Forget the development of Williams, because I think he's talented. He's still got some issues. But they took a lot of the pressure off him by designing creative run game, right? Same players, dude. Their offensive line's better. Same running back and all that. But those designs take the pressure off Williams by and large, right? And at the end of the game, they're always in the game. And then he does a creative play or two that wins the game for him, right? You look at New England, they could have had people say they couldn't have Vrabel. I disagree. They couldn't have had him this past off season because he went to New England. He was unemployed essentially for a year. If they hired him at the end of the 23 season, this whole conversation is different. That's how they don't think.
I understand that.
Loyal and they're
totally get that, but you got to remember they went to AFC Championship in 22. Joe Burrow gets hurt in 23, and then Jake Browning, a guy who's off the scrap heap, whatever you want to call him, they bring him in and he takes them to 9-8. So it's like, what do you do there? Do you say, okay, you just took a quarterback who nobody knew about, you almost made the playoffs because it come down to the last game or whatever, those last couple games. It's like, I get it, but the situations hasn't really, I don't know the word to say, has made them make the changes that they need to make. Now's the time. Right now is the time they should make the changes. I'm not saying that I don't want this. I'm just telling you their perspective, and I understand everything that they're going through and how hard some of these decisions are made. Look, we're not in the building. I mean, like I said, this is a family organization. I'm like, when I listen to Zach, it's not like he makes me run through a wall, but I appreciate his words, and I think he means them. Right? Whether it's soft or not. I mean, that's how Mike is. Mike's a soft guy. Like the way he speaks. Zach speaks the same way that Mike speaks. Soft and to the point. So I think that's where their connect is there. Now,
I agree with that.
Marvin was there 16 years.
He's same demeanor.
Exactly the same demeanor. I mean, and the team would probably play under Mike how they're playing exactly with Zach. And when you put up 45, you put up 30, you put up all these points, and your offensive mind or whatever, and I've said this a million times, we don't know what those rooms are like. We don't know what Joe is asking him to do. He probably just says, I want to do this is what makes me feel comfortable. So if that's the case, maybe that eye candy that McDaniel and all these other teams are doing, maybe Joe doesn't want to do that. Maybe he just wants to just let me see what the defense is doing. I'll throw for 300 plus. I'll throw for 4 touchdowns, and this is what I want. Well, what the hell are you going to do?
I tell you what you do if you're a Vrabel Belichick. You say, no, this is how we're going to win the game. That's what they've always done.
But they would win a game if it wasn't for the defense. That's the issue. They're still. I get it. There's times where they stall.
Look at the
There's
Super
times
Bowl.
where they do. Yeah, with the offensive line, that was personnel. A lot of this stuff is personnel like factors. This is by far the best offensive line that Joe's had. There were some issues this week, but a lot of that's just like communication.
Orlando Brown's pretty bad, right?
He's about 2 or 3 plays a game. You can just
and
about bet there's going to be, bunch of. But I'm okay. So we can move on. You're right. It's been a great conversation. I agree with almost everything you're saying. Just the point is, I understand, I guess is where I'm coming from, where those decisions are hard, especially when we're not in the building. Like we're just looking from the outside in. We're not in those conversations. We're not in the office. We're not in these rooms where these guys are talking, and we're not really seeing what Joe wants. Because let's face it, we've said it before. Joe is everything that runs everything. And he said in his presser, he said, look, I want to know what they're doing, but it's not up to me to make those decisions. Mm-hmm. He's like, I can give them what I think, but I'm still not the guy making the decisions. He said in his presser. So,
yep.
I mean, we can move on, but
I want to wrap it up, though. I think, like, if you think about the history of championships, it doesn't matter if it's – baseball is different. But if you think basketball and football, where one player can change everything, football is quarterback. And basketball is just a player. Typically not a center anymore. It used to be. Not current NBA, right? I wouldn't talk about that if you paid me to. But it's, by and large, when a guy won a lot of championships, there's a person in there that's dominant. That's not that person. With the Celtics, it was Red Auerbach forever. Even with Bird. Bird said something Red Auerbach didn't give up, right? Pat Riley came to L.A. They won one without him. He came there and he dominated. Chuck Daly dominated with the Pistons. Pat Riley dominated with the Knicks.
Get all that. I understand.
They said Belichick dominated with the Patriots. Bill Walsh dominated with the Niners. He rode Joe Montana like a mule if you go watch it. So I'm not saying they should ride Burrow like a mule, but when a player has that much power, whether he does or not, we don't know for sure. It's usually not a good thing. And when the coach, like I go back to that Zach Taylor, I posted the video, a couple 100,000 views now, the Tennessee game. He's just bowing down to Joe, right? I'm on Joe's side there. I'm not on Zach's side. But Zach's bowing, catering to him. That's usually not a good thing, right? And I think championship organizations, whether it's business or whatever, they look at it. They don't. That's what Parcells, I think, used to say this. People that judge everything by the results usually lose. You got me? Mm-hmm. You see where you're at, not the win-loss, not is this sustainable? Can we win like this long term? And if not, we need to make changes. Parcells would be all over this organization, right? And they would win. They wouldn't have all these down years. He would turn the culture, the real culture around, not the fuzzy, wuzzy. Like that 2023, a real football people would have looked at him and say, we can't win with this guy. We can't do it. There's something wrong here. Incrementally, maybe they make changes. But, I have a hard time, we talked about it ages ago, and I was almost proved wrong. I can't see Zach Taylor on the podium holding the trophy. I just can't see it. I want to, and I'll be happy if it happens. So will you. I just don't see it. And I certainly don't see it with Duke Tobin.
And I just said that a minute ago. I don't see it happening.
So a professional organization that no one's in that building, that's why I said that really knows the sport, right? You don't want a Jerry Jones, don't get me wrong. It's a GM, right? You don't want that. But someone up there is thinking, you don't want somebody that's antsy. You want somebody in there that sees everything, can make those decisions. Joe Gibbs in Washington won 3 Super Bowls with 3 subpar quarterbacks to large Theismann, maybe not. But you throw in a Ben Johnson here. You throw in a Vrabel. I didn't like the Jacksonville coach. I didn't have an opinion on him. What he's doing there is amazing, right? Sean Payton, what he's doing in Denver, I still don't think they're that good. That's why when you get that quarterback, the second piece is to get the coach, right? And I'm not even joking. I said it then. When they secured the number 1 pick of Burrow, I'd have cleaned house. I'd brought in experience. I wouldn't have had a new coach on that. I wouldn't have had a GM that's never done anything, right? You get the product. That's what big business does. And it's cutthroat, right? It's not family oriented. Like you said, you think back, you might have seen this. I can't think of the name of this. But it's about the Browns. It's Belichick and Saban all in together, right? Saban's in a room like this rocking chair. He's a defensive coordinator then. This is pre his big name, right? I can just tell you this. He's in a room full of people. I can tell you this. We play like this again. They had a good record. They were getting 12 points a game. We're going to get our asses kicked. Is anybody in that building doing? There's no way. If Saban's in that building and talking that way to Katie, Mike, Troy, whoever, they don't want any part of that, dude. Like you just said. They want everybody kumbaya hugging. You think Mike Tomlin's that way? Hell, you think John Harbaugh's that way? I can't stand Jim Harbaugh. Do you think he's that way? Do you think he's going to bow down? Well, Mike, we're getting better. Oh, shucks, wink, wink. If those two, that's why they wouldn't hire a Tomlin or either Harbaugh. To your point, you're absolutely right. Those guys would come into this organization right now, and I don't want the Harbaughs here. Actually, I'd hire John if they fire him. They would change everything, but it wouldn't be the family culture, and Mike and them wouldn't like it. Even if they're winning, they wouldn't like it. So that's my point. The hunger for a championship does not outweigh their hunger for kumbaya. Let's be a family and sit down. Let's go to dinner together, like you said last week. Let's hug and smooch and share presents. And that's not what you're there for.
Yep.
Especially as a fan base.
Don't disagree. I
you
don't
see
disagree.
What? Like John Harbaugh, there's rumors. I find this hard to believe. There's rumors he might get canned, right? Maybe. I'd take him in a New York second over Zach, right? He'd get on our nerves too because he's a whiny
better coach.
He's a better coach. So you start every season. Think about that. The object in the season, you want to win a Super Bowl, you want to do it. But the main object coming out is to win the division, right? That's where it all starts. So when you start every single season, you've got, at best, the third best coach in the division. At best. That's a tough hill to climb, right? Even with Burrow and Chase and T. It's a hard, do you agree? That's a hard hill to climb.
It's a very hard hill to climb. And I agree with everything that you're saying. And it's just they're I guess probably the best word is they're weak. They're a weak organization. They're not strong. Pretty much
they're not dominant.
They're not dominant. Not like
if they had you this week and this week only. Well, not a week. What are we talking? 5-6 days?
Yeah.
If they had you this 5 or 6 days, things would be different.
Yes,
they would not be Monday.
Different. It would be different. I would not play Joe. I would not play T. I would not play Jamar. I would play Flacco. I'd let these young guys play. I would not play Karras. I would not play Orlando. Maybe not play Mims. I would just let Flacco run for his life, and if he gets hurt, he gets hurt.
Good luck, Joe. Yeah, so I think, fundamentally, your explanation of why it happens, I agree. My explanation why it shouldn't reign supreme, right? And I don't think it's going to change. I don't know. I just think maybe it's the Burrow glasses that maybe you and I both have on, but I think they're fair. You should be 11 plus wins a year with him, and they're not. And he's been hurt. I get it. They're 18-15 with Burrow the last 3 years. That's not championship level. Mm-hmm. That's hoping you're getting a wild card level, which is what they need.
They need a GM.
Yep.
That's what they need.
They need a new coach and GM. It's not going to happen. They need a true GM. Current draft order, we move on. It's frustrating. They are currently 9th. Had they lost, they would be 8th right now, which is better than 9. They're dumb enough. Miami's only a game difference. Atlanta's got a tough one. Kansas City's probably going to fold and end at 6 wins. So they could fall all the way to 13th. We need the Cowboys to win on Christmas Day. Baltimore might lose out 7-9, so they could end up 14th. I don't think it'll be any worse than 14th looking at it, although McCarthy's out now too. So they're going to be probably, like they've done the last few years, be 12 to 15th, which is a hard draft pick to make for them. And, your top 5 or 6, you might even be able to trade down with a quarterback-seeking team, right? The bounty's there. They're going to blow it, and they're going to beat their chest. They were beating a horrible Miami team, a horrible Arizona team. They might sit him in that Cleveland game maybe. Cleveland's still kind of playing hard a little bit, right? He's trying to save his job as well. That's another point of that. When you have an established coach and all that, they can do whatever they want at the end of the year. Zach, whether he believes he's gone or not, he may feel – I'm sure he's hearing it, right? There's billboards up. So he's hearing it, and he is going to try to win every game, and that's not good. That's why you canned his ass before then. So – and that for me early on, that cut line's about 7 or 8. It's been that way the last few years where, there's players that fall down, but, the tight end from the Raiders, Bowers, whether they would have picked him or not, would have been there. Caleb Downs, they're not going to get him now. And I think him and McDonald would change this whole team defensively, right? But coming into it, we'll fast forward off this, but, Alvaro Reese is up there. The two, Mendoza and the quarterback from more from UC or was UCLA, Oregon. I think they're going to go top 5. But as we've experienced the past few years, quarterbacks will slide up in there, and the more quarterbacks you pick, the more players get driven down to you. I hope they lose the next 2, and I think you finish there in your top 10. It looks a whole lot better. As we stated, to put a bow on it, I firmly believe this last year, and I believe it this year, with their cap situation, with their draft, with Chase with T, and most importantly with Burrow. They're the number 1 coaching job, even with horrible ownership. And I think coaches would come flaunting to him. Freeman's out there right now. The Giants are all courting him supposedly. I just don't think they're smart enough to pull the trigger, as we talked about Stevie Boy. So we're sort of on the same page, sort of not. Bengals, Cardinals this weekend. They're playing. They're a horrible team as well. I think the Bengals are 14th in the league in scoring right now and 32nd in defense. But over the last few weeks, Lou, what happened to Lou? Horrible. Lou is what we said he was, right?
Yep.
And people were saying, Zach Taylor needs to send him an apology letter. It wasn't his fault. Well, whether it's his fault or not, he did basically the same job Al Golden's doing. And he's doing it with a much better Colts team, right? You look at Minnesota, for example, their offense has been awful, right? With Carson Wentz, McCarthy struggled. Offensively, they're way down the bottom, 8 or so offensively. Yet their defense is top 12. When you see a defense top 12 with that bad of an offense,
good defense.
Brian Flores can coach.
He can coach.
You throw Brian Flores down there on the banks of the Ohio River, then you got your Tomlin, you got your Harbaugh in there, where it's going to be competitive, physical football. He'd change everything, right? He's not warm and fuzzy.
If you got the personnel, because right now they don't have the personnel to do it.
He's not warm and fuzzy.
They don't.
He's not warm and fuzzy. But he would change what they're doing. It may take a little bit. So, Bengals, Cardinals, what do you expect in this game? Who are you picking? Bengals record, I don't have it in front of me. We know where we're at there. I've done better than you picking them. You went Homerville a couple times. What do you got for Sunday? The vaunted Arizona Cardinals, who will fire their coach, and the Dolphins should as well, right? We'll see. Who do you got?
I think it's going to be pretty much the same what we just seen this past week.
Yep.
I think defense will make enough plays. They're going to give up explosive runs. They're going to give up explosive passes.
McBride will have a game and a half, I'm sure.
I think probably, maybe. I mean, let's face it. You're not going to get 4 or 5 turnovers a game. They'll get a couple. As long as the Bengals don't turn the ball over, I think it's 7.5 right now is what I've seen. I still think a 2 touchdown win for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I agree. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think in part Zach's trying to show, right? And it is your job. You're getting scrutinized. I think he'll run it up on him or try to. You're beating your chest. The other side of that is we didn't talk about it. And it sounds selfish, but I honestly don't think it is. If you're Burrow, Chase, and T, especially Burrow, you're thinking about your career. You missed so many games. You're compared to Herbert and all those guys. Every game you miss, you're falling back on the stat line. I'm not saying he's wired that way, but from a career standpoint, right? He's missing those games, and he's better than those guys. I mean, I kind of get that, but I do think Zach will be.
I think he was the 5th fastest to 20,000 yards.
Oh yeah,
and he's missed probably damn near a year.
That's based on games, though. Yeah, number of games. So, but the interesting thing, we didn't talk about this. I meant to mention it. I'm catching you off guard here. I can fill it in. So the report came out before the Dolphins game that they offered, 4 first-round picks. I wouldn't have done it.
No,
and you can't say
I wouldn't do it now.
I don't know if you could have picked who that was there, but it wouldn't look the same. So let's say they had the same records coming into the 21 season.
No, what I'm saying is if someone offered me 4-round picks for Joe Burrow right now, I would say no.
I would too, but in hindsight, again, it would look different. But if the Bengals fell in 21 where they fell, and the Dolphins fell where they fell in 21, here's who you could have had. Herbert, Chase, and Sewell. Penei Sewell. That's game changer. They'd be better off right now, but they wouldn't have. Burrow got hurt, so they lost a bunch of games they probably wouldn't have had. They may not got Chase. You can't, and maybe the Dolphins are probably better with Burrow with them, right? So you wouldn't have had.
Yeah.
But if it stayed the same and you could have drafted Sewell, Chase, and Herbert, that's better than what they had, right? Because that's been a hole there. But it wouldn't have stayed the same. But it's also, it's not. It's not by chance that story came out when they were playing the Dolphins, right? So that's how the media works. But I would have stayed there too in that situation. But I did like Herbert a lot coming out. I did not like Tua. I did not like him at all.
I didn't either.
Didn't like the Bryce Young for Carolina.
Nope.
My draft picks, looking really good. May, Williams, those guys. So we'll see. All right, I got the Bengals throttling the Cardinals. I think Zach's going to do whatever he can to make himself look good. I think he plays behind that, oh, shucks. But I think he worries about himself a lot. I think he does hear it. I think he's got rabbit ears. I don't think Mike Brown has the ears at all to hear the criticism. Katie might. Duke probably does, but I think Zach hears it all, the billboards and all that stuff. I think he's been defensive a little bit in his press conferences. Well, I coach every game like it's the last one. Well, that's a problem. That means you're not thinking about next week, right? Kind of weird, but it won't be a fun game to watch. Brissett, he's boring, but he did beat him. That was an embarrassing game with the Patriots. Around the NFL, the playoff picture, Baltimore hanging by a thread, which I like. Lamar's hurt again. They have to go to Green Bay. Pittsburgh, surprisingly, is playing pretty well, aren't they? Metcalf threw a punch at a fan. I don't know if you saw that. He's got a 2-game suspension. DK Metcalf does. Horrible timing for them in terms of the next 2 games. If they beat Cleveland on Sunday, they will be in and Baltimore will be out. So I kind of hope that happens. So I don't think Pittsburgh will go anywhere. Chiefs are out. If that does happen, Lamar, Joe, and Mahomes are out of the playoffs. Be an interesting AFC. New England with a big win. Drake May played really well. How about those Jacksonville Jaguars, Zorns? We haven't believed in them, but to go to Denver and win like they did, pretty impressive. Your thoughts on the Jags and Trevor Lawrence development? Gosh.
Yeah, I don't know if it's development. He played pretty good there for a couple of years. He had some weapons. He had a pretty good offensive line. So in 3 years, we could be talking about their coach just like we're talking about Zach. You know what I mean? Because, even though people weren't talking about Zach in that 21 season, what they done, the run they made, especially in the playoffs, regardless of, they had so many things go against them. Offensive line was horrible. But the defense played so well. They got the Tommy turnovers in that year. But it wouldn't surprise me in 3 years we look back and be like, well, that year Jacksonville had, it was good, but that was just kind of all they had, and it wouldn't surprise me at all.
It wouldn't, but the difference I think there is he took over a team that already had other people in place, and he turned them from a loser to a winner, right? You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
Zach was there a couple
different ownership, different.
But they were
GM,
bad with Trevor Lawrence.
An actual GM, whatever.
Yeah, he's so interesting development there. The Dolphins, Stickland, McDaniels there. So, the West, the Chargers are still in it. Denver's certainly going to be a rough out in the West. Looks like, or in the NFC, I'm sorry, the Eagles are going to win that division. Cowboys fell apart surprisingly, even with the additions. In the North, man, the Bears kind of have their own destiny here, which he makes some throws, man. If he could settle his feet down, Caleb Williams, you might take away some of the good things he does for sure. But that throw he made to beat Green Bay, jeez, oh mama, did you see that one? Oh my gosh.
It's the run game, dude. The run game sets all that up, just like it set up Joe and Chase last week. It sets. They can't be so predictable. Mm-hmm. And when defenses can just say, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to pin our ears back. We're going to go out to the quarterback." It's just so different. And that's why these linebackers struggle so bad for the Bengals is they can't stop the run. They still allow these big plays. So guess what? It's in the back of their head.
Oh, absolutely.
So then
They're
when
biting.
these play actions, these misdirections, that's why they struggle so bad on this stuff because they can't react. And their play recognition isn't there. So that's why these big plays happen like they happen. And that's why teams like this, it's Miami, San Francisco, the Bears, they do all this misdirection and they can run and they just get these guys thinking and it's great football. I love watching it. But we'll never see it from the Bengals. So, there was like two plays. There was a play action rollout to Chase at one time that gained like 11 yards. It was kind of this eye candy kind of thing.
Yep.
That worked. Like all these easy buttons, it usually works when they do it. I don't think Joe wants to do it. I think he just wants to set the shotgun, give me protection, and I'll just pick you apart. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, it helps for sure. It makes it a lot easier. Everything's on him. Packers, Malik Willis, I'm telling you, man, supposedly the Bengals tried to trade for him. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's true or not, but he's played pretty darn well. He's getting better.
I'm sure they wasn't asking for much.
No, he's playing a lot better. He came in for the Packers, played well. Detroit's falling apart. They came back. You got to give them credit offensively, but they missed Ben Johnson. I think overall
they look a lot like the Bengals.
Yep, their defense, which maybe Aaron Glenn was that good. They lost. They're healthier right now than they were this time last year, right? So doesn't look like they're going to make it. Minnesota's still hanging around, right? You got to give that guy credit. Everything went wrong there, and he still got him competing in Minnesota, right? In large part, Flores is a big part of that. In the South, it's just a horrible division. Carolina might win. I still think Tampa Bay will edge in there. It's just got to be nice every year. You win 8 or 9 games, win that division every single year. Carolina and Tampa Bay play next week, so Tampa wins this week. I'll set up a big one in the West. Shooting from don't have all my notes in front of me here with our tech issues, but in the West, Seattle, a big win. I won that game. You lost, by the way, Thursday Night Football. Tight game. The Rams, now it looks like Seattle is going to be the favorite coming out of there. I tell you, Clint Kubiak's going to get a job, dude. What they're doing there offensively, they run the ball. They do a lot of misdirection stuff with Darnold. Kubiak, son of Gary Kubiak, he's going to be on the short list of coaches, I think, rightfully so. Rams are still going to be a tough out, I think, in the playoffs. Showing some warts there. Kind of be a good story if Seattle won, really. It's hard to root for an LA team. I like McVay, I guess. But the best coaching job in the entire league might be Shanahan.
A lot of injuries. Purdy's been out.
Best linebacker, one of the best linebackers in the game, out. One of the best pass rushers in the game, and both out. Without their starting quarterback, sound familiar? Look what they did. Mac Jones now probably get a job out of this, right? Shanahan can flat out coach. And Saleh can't coach, dude. That guy's going to get his second chance. He went to New York. All things considered, as we talked about, he didn't do that bad a job with all the drama and everything else. I'd take Saleh in a heartbeat in Cincinnati. That dude's going to get a job as well he should. The Niners are going to be a tough out. That was a dominant performance versus the Colts. Got to give Rivers credit, right? I think it speaks of the league lack of quarterback development, but Phillip Rivers kept him in the game for a while at his age.
That pick
impressive.
6 was...
Oh, yeah, that's big. All right, moving on. We've got it set. The Buckeyes. I bet the over-under on Miami, Texas A&M. It was like 48. That over-under, of course, I didn't look at the weather, but I still wouldn't have dreamed the wind The over-under during that game dropped all the way down to like 20 or something, 23. I bet the over-under on 48. The Hurricanes came away with the win. So a rematch of the 2002 National Championship game. My favorite team of all time, any sport, the 2002 Ohio State Buckeyes won the championship over the vaunted Hurricanes. They will play Miami 1 week from tonight. We'll do our bets on that later, but you think Buckeyes are good in that game? I think they're up to a 10-point favorite.
I do, and I think they cover, especially if they get the run game going, because it'll set up everything. In the past games, like we talked about with these, it's what it does. You keep defensive guessing, and with Ohio State, it all comes down to pound the football, and then if you've got to spread them out, but you spread them out to where there's still a threat of the run. I hate 5 wide. I used to love 5 wide. I used to just throw everybody out there. I hate it now because there's no deception. There has to be a deception. Make the defense think. And Ohio State does a really good job of keeping defenses on their heels.
Yep, they did, other than Michigan last year and Indiana this year. A recap of the same game where they went 3 tight ends and they looked awful. Your matchups every week for them, nobody can cover Jeremiah Smith. I understand what you're saying, but nobody can cover Smith. Nobody can cover Tate. If you line up, good luck. I don't care if you blitz or whatever, good luck. Plus the tight end, right? But you sprinkle in Bo Jackson and some of the young running backs.
Not wrong.
Ryan Day is taking over play calling, which you switch jobs, man. Hartline's got to recruit. He's got to build a program. How can he concentrate? So Day's taking that over. Hopefully he'll be aggressive. He probably will. I'd say they play balls to the wall like they did last year. Indiana Hoosiers will play Alabama. Speaking of the season of giving, Oklahoma was like, hey, do you want this game? We'll just give it to you. Here's a drop pass. We'll drop a snap. We'll give you a pick 6. You win the game, Alabama. Indiana, Alabama should be a good one. Who do you think wins that one straight up? I've got Indiana a tight one.
I do. I don't. I think Indiana will put it on them. I don't think Alabama's that good. I mean, didn't Georgia thrash them? Mm-hmm. And I don't think Alabama's that good. I think Indiana at least by 10.
Hope so. Then you got Oregon, the Oregon Ducks versus a Texas Tech team that's underrated. They got a defensive end. I'd take him in Cincinnati. More than that, I'd take that linebacker. Go, that dude's a beast.
And he may be there.
He's going to be a beast later. That linebacker will be. So Texas Tech versus Oregon. I think Oregon's going to win. I got Oregon going all the way to the championship.
And Texas Tech put us some freaking points, though, can't they?
Oh, they're a good team. They're
a good team. I would love that. That would be other than the two a few weeks ago. You know, I mean, we both picked them to be blowouts and to win whatever.
Yeah, that was easy.
But this one, that would be the game. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Yep. Texas Tech.
Those 3 games will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Ole Miss with a new coach. It's chip on the shoulder. You never know. I'm
rooting for them too.
Yeah, when you rooted for Michigan, that this filthy basketball team up there. Remember, he won a championship when he took over with Glenn Rice and all those guys, right?
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, horrible team. Fab Five sucked. Overrated cheaters. But before Fab Five, he won a championship with Glenn Rice, right? Mm-hmm. And he did that as an interim coach. That's how he got the job. And the rest is history.
Beeline.
They play. That wasn't Beeline. That was Fisher. Fisher.
Oh, Fisher. Sorry.
Yeah, Fisher. Yeah, Beeline much later. But that'll be an interesting game. I like to see Ole Miss give Georgia all they want. I like to see them beating them. Ohio State gets to enter that. In Phoenix, Glendale, I might go to that game, dude. I almost bought tickets. January 8th in Phoenix.
If I see it on TV, I'll wave at you.
I'll wave at you. I might do it. That would be fun. Warm weather. New Year's Eve in Dallas would be fun, too. So there we are with the Buckeyes. It's going to be interesting. I'm pretty amped for it. I'm get up for those games for sure.
I'm going to put big money on that game.
All right. Which one? Ohio State?
Ohio State, yeah.
What's big money for you?
$100 probably.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, boy, you are in dominant mode. You better get this bet in before Monday because you're going to go back to that boring seat. You're betting like
That's
a
good point.
Nickel and dime, quarter.
Because I've dominated this podcast. I'm going to dominate everything I do. Today is going to be like the day, right? I'll probably decrease every day by Monday. So by Monday, I'll be back to my normal self.
Betting a quarter by
Sunday,
Monday?
yeah, probably. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. I probably need to get on. Plus that spread may change a little bit.
Yeah, it went to 9.5. It's going down, actually, which is good.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty pumped for it. I think, I love Julian saying, but Jeremiah Smith is supposedly healthy now, and he hadn't been. He's the best player on their team, right? Him and Downs. I think probably Smith is. So.
I mean, what's good is the future of Ohio State looks even better than what we thought from last year because they lost so many players, right? Especially defensively. But to have Julian another at least a year, right? What's his age?
They get him a year and Smith a year, but they lose Downs, probably McDonald,
and then Chris Perry Jr. I think he's Henry. I'm not Chris Perry.
You're on Michigan all over again for some reason, man. It's all over.
Chris Perry.
He played for the Bengals.
Yeah, Chris Henry Jr. Let's hope he comes in as good as all the hype.
Yep. So I went 2-2. You went 1-3 NFL picks last week.
Imagine that.
That's not right. You didn't upgrade that right. I went better than that. But we'll go with it. We'll go with it for now. Having some tech issues here. So, yeah, I didn't do well. Neither one of us did well in the college picks with the spread. Whew, kind of embarrassing 1-3, but it's all in the past. So NFL picks, what you got this week, Home Fry?
Thursday night.
Let's do Thursday night first.
Hold on.
Thursday night football. There's 3 games on Christmas. Steve's dying. We'll do our TNF picks first. If he ever wakes up, you want me to do mine first?
So, no. I've got the Cowboys. I got -7.
Is that the Thursday night game?
Thursday night game, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, there's 2 Thursdays.
You got Thursday night, Home Fry.
Thursday night, that's so Broncos Chiefs?
Yeah, you don't seem to me like you're dominating. You don't know what games to win.
It's still Thursday.
We're doing Thursday. Look at me. Like the guy on the Christmas vacation. Night.
I'll take the Broncos 13.5. I mean, that's a lot of points regardless, but Kansas City ain't doing much. But if we're doing all of them, I'm taking Cowboys.
Whoa. I got to do my Thursday night.
Shit. I'm going to tell you what I want for everyone.
You got to do your 4 games and then the Thursday night game. These are 4 games?
No, these are totally different. I'm just telling you what on Thursday, I like the Cowboys -7.5. I like the Lions -7.5 on the road, and I like the Broncos -13.5. That's my Thursday game.
You're doing all Thursday.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
You can. You're dominant. You're not listening to anybody today. I feel sorry for you, as Orange family. I got Kansas City +13.5. I thought that practice squad quarterback, he might keep him in it, actually. He moves around a little bit. I think Denver wins. I don't know. I don't know what I want to happen. I guess I want the Chiefs to win for the Bengals draft pick, I guess. But can't really root for them. I don't know what I think. So NFL picks. What are your 4 games, Home Fry?
4 games. 4. So I did this before I started being this dominant, self. So I had picked the Cowboys, which I guess I can.
Yeah, you can. You can pick any.
Yeah.
Other than Thursday night.
So I picked the Cowboys. I think it was -7.
It's -7.5 now, but if you already...
I think I got 7.
Okay. Fishy, but go ahead.
Yep, Cowboys -7. Yeah, that's what I got. I got New Orleans -3.5. That's on the road versus the Titans. I've got our Cincinnati Bengals -7 versus the Arizona Cardinals at home. And I think Seattle's going to win, but with Metcalf being out, I think it's Carolina Panthers +7.5.
Dude, I hate to do this to you when you're in dominant fashion. Metcalf does not play with Seattle.
Oh, shit, Pittsburgh.
You keep going back another year,
Son
dude.
of a bitch.
You drank too much. You're like having flashbacks of Chris Perry with the Bengals.
Man,
what the
I don't like those flashbacks.
Well, no. You get them often?
But either way, I do, especially of World War I. Carolina, regardless, Carolina +7.5.
Against Tampa?
Yes.
Or who were they playing?
Seattle.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah, I got 7.
See, I'm rubbing off on you.
You are. So I got the Chargers, the LAC, the Los Angeles Clipper Chargers, -2.5 versus Houston. That's a tricky game.
That's a tricky game.
That's a very tricky game.
I was like,
That's a Saturday game.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are trying to keep track of it, that's 4:30 on Saturday. That's a big game. It's actually changed to 2, so we'll change that to 2 on my bets. They moved since then. Green Bay -3, but now it's Green Bay still -3. I like the Packers in that. I think Love will be back. Lamar's iffy. If Lamar's out, man, Green Bay -3. I bet big on that already. Mm-hmm. Packers at Green Bay with Hundley. Who knows, I guess. But I've got Pittsburgh -3, even without Metcalf. That's who he plays for now.
Yep.
Against the Cleveland Browns, who are somewhat competitive. Junkins got hurt. Did you see that?
I did.
I hate that. And I've got Nola. I've got 2.5. So I'm going to go 2.5 Nola over Tennessee. Tell you what, Kellen Moore's doing a hell of a job with that team.
Sure.
And they got a tough decision now because that Shuck kid's playing pretty well, right? The quarterback. Now what do you do?
They're playing well. You draft the quarterback.
Top 10? Maybe. It's tough. You got if it's someone you really like, I agree with you. But if not, I don't know that anybody's better than Shuck. Maybe Mendoza and Moore. It's shaping up to be a very weak quarterback class. That Browns pick, as we talked about, driving all the way down with Jacksonville playing as well. So they're in the quarterback sweepstakes. I would think Sanders is not enough to make them change their mind. You agree? I think if you're there, you like Moore. Ohio kid, he's only 20. Mendoza might go 1. Teams are losing draft picks as they speak. You got the Giants versus the Raiders this weekend in a meaningless game, but not so meaningless because it affects the draft order, right? Raiders got to get a quarterback one way or the other. I think Carroll's going to get fired there.
I think the Giants will stick with Dart regardless. Give him another year.
They should.
He struggled. They should. He needs a little bit more rounding.
A lot more rounding. Neighbors would have helped.
Yeah.
But you get big time. You get a real, a genuine head coach in there, settle him down a little bit. I think he's got all the talent. But that's what my knock on him and Daniels were. They only really did things when they're running around, right? I know in today's NFL you can do that a lot, but they take hits, right?
Yeah.
Big time. You can't survive doing that. That's the thing. We knock Lamar and Mahomes because we don't like them, but they do get down, don't they? And the refs protect them, but they're smart enough to get down. If you don't do that, you better be built like Josh Allen. The Bills are right back in it. They play the Eagles this weekend, another big game. So despite all of our ramblings, this is a pretty big weekend in NFL. Thursday games, and I understand the scheduling. On paper, all those games look like they were going to mean something. You would think that preseason, but not a very good slate. Saturday, good slate, and Sunday, a really good slate. So if it came down to it, it's AFC Championship game, Steve. Let's say it's New England and Buffalo, probably at New England. Who would you want to win?
Who would I want to win? Probably Buffalo.
I'm mixed on it. I want Allen, but I like Drake May. I love Vrabel.
I think Drake will get his opportunity.
He's good.
You know what I mean?
He's a good player.
And this is not one of the better teams that Allen's had in Buffalo.
I don't think so either.
He's had better teams. So, but you never know. That's probably them or Detroit. If Detroit can get in, those are two teams I'll root for. But,
yeah. Detroit's probably not going to be in. I picked the Bills and the Rams a few weeks ago. I don't know about that now, but going to New England, Buffalo could beat them for sure. But Jacksonville, you never know, right?
Yep.
The NFC. I'd have a hard time rooting for Seattle.
Who cares?
Yeah. Bears are a fun team to root for. I don't like a lot of things Caleb does, but I like Ben Johnson, I like that team. Packers.
That's probably my second team in the NFC is, if not Detroit, then the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears. Be an interesting game. Anything else you want to add on this? Merry Christmas, everybody. We hope you enjoy it. I'll keep you up to date on Steve's dominance. We'll see how long it lasts. We take notes. We jot down when you're dominant and bring it next week.
It'll be ingrained in this dominant style brain of mine.
And then when you're not dominant, kind of jot down when it quit and what made it quit.
Oh, I can do that too.
Yeah, if you would.
Yeah, it'll probably start Sunday.
Dominant.
So everybody keep this season in perspective and just remember how bad it is. It's been a long year, right? I mean, between Jake and Flacco and Broback.
That foot injury right out of the gate.
Right. It's been a long year. Okay, let me phrase it. It's been a long year, but when it comes down to it, it's like, I can't believe we're almost at the end of it. So just keep it in perspective as a Bengals fan. We know what we're getting. And I said this last week. If you're a Bengals fan, there are certain things that you have to expect. So expect it this offseason. They've only went against the grain a couple times. And I don't expect a whole lot different this year because I think they're going to look at these last two games, and regardless of the opponent, they don't look at it like that. They're going to be like, the NFL's the NFL. Every game is tough to win, and I understand that. I understand their perspective, which is what I was trying to get at in the beginning of this podcast, was I understand what it means to win in the NFL from a fan's perspective. But keep this season in perspective. 26 will be here before you know it. It really will. I mean, think about March, April. I mean, we're getting in the off-season draft, free agency. I mean, it's not far away.
And to be honest, when it gets in March and April, we're going to be as excited as we ever are.
Sure.
And we're going to be saying, hey, we got T, we got Chase, we got Burr, we got Change, which is not wrong.
It's not wrong. Just like you said earlier, every season is different. Every team is different. Let's hope we see a jump from some of these guys. I don't have confidence in a lot like Jenkins, and let's hope me and you aren't wrong about Shamar.
Yep.
Let's hope he becomes the player that we thought. But with that being said, I mean, we can sit here and complain about Duke all the time. They love Shamar just like we did, and we may be wrong about him. Just the fact that he set out and acted the way he did in the beginning of the season, that put him behind the 8 ball right away, right? He should have been at all the OTs. He should have been prepping and getting ready for the season, and it didn't happen. He ended up starting the training camp, and he was behind everybody.
And he's young.
He's young, and he got hurt. It's just this season has been a freaking disaster for a number 1 draft pick. So it's almost like next year is still going to be a rookie year, like rookie year with an asterisk, right? So keep it in perspective. 26 will be here before you know it. Look, I've said it before. I bleed orange and black. I love them. Everything I do. All my thoughts are about this team, like work, family. Like I listen to all the podcasts. I stay in tune with what's going on, and I'm looking forward to 26. But we still got 2 games left. So, like Scott said before, these seasons come quick, right? And they're over quick.
Yep.
So enjoy these last 2 weeks. Enjoy the playoffs. I will not, because I will not probably watch a whole lot. I'll watch a little bit, probably catch the scores, but I won't. I won't put myself in tune with. I might bet on some stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if I'm dominant like I have been today, like I'm going to be, I mean, I may win a bunch of money. So, I mean, I could quit my job. I could there's a lot of things that could happen in the next 3 or 4 months if everything goes right.
Life changing. And so if you win like the Powerball, you win some bets, which I think, your chance to win the Powerball is very slim, but you winning bets is probably more than you winning the Powerball, honestly. I think you have a better chance of winning the Powerball than you do winning 3 weeks in a row big bets, honestly. No offense, of course. Even in your dominant state.
It's probably a good...
What would you do all day if you were retired? Man, I was working. What would you do all day?
So the first thing is, I think the cash out $747.150 million.
Would you expect her to work if you won that? Or
no.
you let her retire?
Oh, yeah, shit. I mean, she'd be like, I quit anyway. It wouldn't matter. I would, 750. I don't think I could buy the Bengals for $750 million. I'll tell you what I would try my damnedest. She may hate me for that. But
spend it all and you both are still working while you're owning the Bengals.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
But the amount of money that I could make, because I would be dominant during that period. So we would definitely win a championship. I would make you. I think I'd make you the ball boy on the left end zone. I think
that's fair. I take it
because you can't just have one ball boy. You catch the kicks that hit the net in the coldest side of the end zone.
Would you pay me good or no?
No, you have to do it for free.
Free.
But I think you would. Oh, I'd give you free season tickets.
That's fair.
Like upper level.
Upper level, not the same seats we have.
End zone.
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't doing that.
See, I was going to buy.
I can make money on them tickets.
I'd buy a suite and let you be in it, but now I'm gonna have to rethink that. I'd let you be in the suite. You'd have to be in the corner and quiet while I have high level people. The level of person would go up in terms of sophistication.
That's horrible ownership.
Sophistication. You'd have to be. I couldn't have you around those people, but I
tell you what I'd let you do. I'd let you be the guy that painted the end zone.
That's fair.
Because it would be absolute freaking disaster.
It'd be bad. I'm not artistic at all.
So I'd be like, hey, look, this guy's got it going on. He's not very as dominant as I am, but he's got it going on.
There we go. Hey, that's great.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now what are you going to say?
I was going to end it.
End it.
Peace out. Also, traffic, stay the right. Please.
Merry
Holidays, be
Christmas.
safe. Merry Christmas.
Peace out.